There are times and seasons in which we need fresh vision. It could be a birthday, the beginning of a new year, or a significant juncture in life, or even the death of someone we love. It's during these times that our hearts are hungry to know God's plan and our next steps. Maybe you're there right now. It's important that we not only have fresh vision, but also the right kind of vision. There was a man in Israel who had a vision nearly 3,000 years ago. The kind of vision that he had is what we need today. Isaiah's vision took place at a strategic moment in the history of Israel. Their king Uzziah had died that year. When Uzziah was young, he had been faithful to God, and as long as he prayed, God blessed him and used him. However, after seeing victory, he became proud, and that led to a lack of faithfulness to God. It had devastating effects on Israel, injustice and misery among the people. It was during those dark days that Isaiah had his vision, and it was a call to transform the future. His vision was crystal clear. He saw God, who He is, His character, and His heart. There were 3 parts to his vision, and each part was tied to a specific attribute of God. He had an upward vision. He saw God seated on His throne. The throne of God represented the seat of authority. Even though it was dark, Isaiah saw that God had not forsaken His throne. He was still in charge of human history. He has all power and authority. He rules the universe and longs to rule in our hearts. And there's good news. God has granted you and I access to His throne through what Jesus did on the cross. When we appropriate His death, burial, and resurrection by faith, He gives us permission to come into His presence. That's why prayer is so connected to vision. It's in the place of prayer that we begin to see God in His authority and power. If you want to have fresh vision, then you must be a person of prayer. You must give yourself in this new season to seeking Him as you have never sought Him. But I must warn you, Isaiah not only saw God in His magnificent power, but he saw Him in His holiness. The angels cried, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." Isaiah wept, "Woe to me! I am ruined. My eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty." Isaiah was broken and humble and contrite. The holiness of God always leads to humility of heart. A genuine vision of God produces inward character. When we see God in His holiness, we then see ourselves in the light of God's purity, and then we are transformed from the inside out. Once Isaiah was broken, God applied grace and forgiveness to his heart, and his sins were removed. It was then that Isaiah had an outward vision. Grace always creates compassion for others. Isaiah saw the world in a new light. Through the lens of God's grace, he heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And he said, "Here am I. Send me." From that day forward, Isaiah was God's instrument. What's your vision? Find a secret place of prayer and seek God. When you see Him in all of His splendor, you will be transformed. Look to God in all His authority and power. See Him in His holiness. Trust Him for His grace, and you will hear the voice of the Lord. Shh. Did you hear something? Did you hear it? The voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" What? Did I hear you whisper? "Here I am, Lord. Send me."